and Bright House Network's Channel 10 present the Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week.
Well, a very good evening, Kern County, and welcome back to Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. It's week one in the playoffs, and we are, of all places, just south of the county line border, but it's the north border. We are in Delano, California, where the number 6 Delano Tigers hosting the number 11 Foothill Trojans. Foothill at Delano. Are you kidding me? What a great football game. I'm Vance Palm, as always, joined by Matt Alvarez up on the scissor lifts, and down on the grass, Brian Adams. Let's go down to our captain, Brian. Well, we can't go down to Brian just yet. He's chit-chatting, saying hi, talking to a couple people down there, and he's going over his roster, so we'll hold off on going to our captain just yet. But it's the number 6 Delano Tigers hosting the number 11 Foothill Trojans. And this is Division III playoff football, round 1 on Bright House Network's High School Football Game of the Week. Delano will be kicking off. Let's bring into the broadcast my partner, Matt Alvarez. Matt, what a great field, old school football field.
Yeah, this is an old school football field for an old school rivalry. I was talking with head coach Ned Permenter, or with ex-head coach Ned Permenter.
A big break already.
As Cornelius Davis running the ball back out. Big return for the Foothill Trojans, but Vance, let me finish that thought. I was talking with former Foothill head coach forever, Ned Permenter, and before the game he was telling me about how when he had Councilman Mike Maggard playing for his Foothill Trojans, they came up here and they beat Delano back in the 70s, and this is a renewal of an old school rivalry here, playoff fashion, as the first handoff goes up the middle, and with the ball is number 35. That's Ricky Avaro. And Foothill is in business early here, Vance, at the 40-yard line. They're already on the Delano side of the field. When you talk about Foothill, you talk about their quarterback, the senior, number 8, Ryan Rangel. He's been a very vocal leader for this team. And it's a 1st and 10 from the 40. Rangel on the option. He fumbled the football, and it's picked up. And taking it, he got tripped by his own player. It was Brian Perez. Big turnover already. Delano gets the first big break of the game.
What a start to this football game. Brian Perez comes in and scoops up the lucky bounce after a huge sack behind the line of scrimmage. And did he get tripped up by his own player, or just did he get going too fast?
It looked like he got tripped up. I mean, a huge block was laid on the Foothill, who turned into a defender, the Foothill player trying to tackle Perez, but nonetheless, we get to see the county's top rusher in Zach Perigo.
The Valley's leading rusher.
He may be up in the top 5 in the state. I mean, the kid is just unreal.
Here's the numbers on Zach, or the rankings on Zach Perigo. Number 1 rusher in the Valley, number 2 in the state. And Zachary Perigo, a senior at 5'10", 175, Matt, is making a lot of noise right now. The I formation for the Delano Tigers, and they're going to give it right back to Perigo. Perigo breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, gets up to the 25-yard line. So we're watching the elite of the elite tonight as far as running backs.
Yeah, and you think of Delano's schedule, who they played. This is going to be a tough test for Perigo in the Delano offense because this Foothills defense is battle-tested. They've played the SEYL. They've played good teams. They've played the BHSs and whoever else you want to consider elite in Bakersfield. But now Perigo's going to have to go up against this very, very tough Foothill defense.
Perigo, 3 carries in a row, and just as Matt talks about, on a 3rd and long, about a 6. It'll bring up a 4th and about 2 right now. So you said it. This Foothill defense, as we saw them earlier this year play against South High School. Here, look at this, Matt. Here's an early test, 4th and 1. They take it, and they go right up the middle to the big fella. This time it's Fabian Contreras, and based on our Delano crowd, they think he has it.
Yeah, he definitely does, Vance. And, you know, if you see the rusher, you see the stats as Zach Perigo goes for 2,200 yards. As they had a quick snap here, Vance. Perigo on the right side. You know, he's getting bottled up. He's had the ball 4 times now. He's getting really bottled up. They're not giving him a lot of room to run. And as a 2,200-yard rusher, you're going to think that maybe he's played against some defenses who aren't able to contain him. You might have think that already in his 4 carries. If you kind of equate the 2,200 yards he's run for this year, you would have thought he'd already broken one off, but he hasn't.
I formation on a 2nd and 6. And there's movement all over the place. The flag comes out. Perigo was kicking way out to the open side of the football field, but that may very well have been on him or maybe somebody in the offensive line, so that'll come back and make it a 2nd and 11. So we are just underway here at Delano High School. Round 1 of the playoffs for 2011, Division III, the number 6 Delano Tigers hosting the number 11 Foothill Trojans. And we've got a lot of storylines to talk about, a lot of playoff games taking place tonight around the valley. And now they go to Perigo. Perigo gets hammered at the line of scrimmage and thrown back. And Matt, your point exactly now, very prescient thought on you. How will he do against a tough Delano defense?
Well, a tough Foothill defense, I think you mean, Vance, but Perigo hasn't been, you said Delano defense.
Okay, sorry.
That only happens in practice. That only happens Monday through Thursday and sometimes on Sunday. But nonetheless, faced with the 3rd and 11 here, so we'll see if they go to the air.
Perigo floats to the left. They throw it to Perigo. Obviously, you know, they've run that play quite a bit, but the Foothill coaches have watched a lot of tape, said, nope, not going to happen this time. So
yeah,
here's
exactly.
An interesting call now.
You can see that the Foothill defense, the Foothill coaching staff has done their work in watching a lot of film on Perigo and a lot of film on this Delano offense. And forced with the 4th and 11, I guess they don't have faith in their kicker to make a 38-yarder, so they're going to go for it here.
4th and 11, and now we have an early stoppage of play, and it's going to be the official, and he's going to come over and tell the Foothill coaching staff, your drums can't play during the, I think that's what it's going to be. He's going to tell the band they can't play the drums.
Hey, try telling an HBCU that, Vance. Try telling Southern University and Grambling that they can't play during the, they can't play their instruments during the game. I mean, when I played in Reliant Stadium at the Bayou Classic in 2005, it was constant noise. My ears had felt like I had just left an aircraft carrier after that game.
Play action. To his right at the 30, looks, throws in the end zone. It's a long, lofty throw, and it's to no one but the official. So a 4th and 11 is not successful. So the Trojans hold on the Tigers' first drive, and really it was the Trojans' first drive and a fumble that was picked up and run back to about the 30-yard line. So, man, Foothill defense early test, and they passed it.
You know, I'd hate to be really critical of Delano here, but I'm going to, Vance. You look at their schedule this year, yeah, sure, Liberty and then Granite Hills. They lost to Liberty. They beat Granite Hills. You know, they played Tulare Western, Golden West, Tulare Union, Monache, Kennedy. These are all teams that you don't that don't necessarily come to mind. I mean, obviously for us in Bakersfield and in Kern County, those aren't the teams that come to mind when you think of elite. But nonetheless, Delano has picked up 8 wins, but they've been against, in my opinion, inferior opponents. So we'll see how this Foothill offense responds after fumbling the football deep in Delano territory last possession.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Foothill Trojans as they start on their own 20-yard line. Oh, sorry, 2nd and 11. My fault. 2nd and 11. And a big hit in the backfield. So this Delano defense coming up with another big play. And there's a big sack out there by Cesar Rubio. And by the way, Kern County, we need to let you know that our scissor lift is approximately 8 feet from 2 massive Bose speakers and the public address announcer. So you're going to hear him and myself and Matt all giving you information. And the number I saw making that tackle was number 40, Cesar Rubio. And here it is, 3rd and 17, Matt.
Credit to Bose because they make some good headphones and sound equipment as Ricky Avaro makes another good run up near the first down marker. It looks like he's got it. I mean, they ran They ran a draw on a 3rd and 17, and they're able to pick up a first down. So that's how much faith they have in Ricky Avaro and the running game of the Foothill Trojans.
Getting a first down for Foothill at the Foothill 33-yard line.
6.5 remain in this first quarter. Trojans stay on the ground. A big punishing run. Curtis Fainter. We've mentioned his name a few hundred times on Bright House Networks. Fainter, who had an incredible game against the South Rebels earlier this year on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week.
38-yard line.
You know, Delano brought the blitz on that last play, and they still weren't able to stop Fainter. They had more men on the line of scrimmage, and Fainter still able to get 6 yards, it looks like, so it's going to be 2nd and 4 here for the Trojan offense.
Handoff goes up the middle, and this time it's Fainter running into trouble. It'll bring up 3rd and about 5. We're under 6 minutes already. There's been one pass play, and it was an incomplete pass play on a 4th and 11, so the ball's been on the ground, and the clock has been moving.
Yeah, and expect a lot of that, Vance, because I mean, you obviously have the county and one of the state's leading rushers, Zach Perigo. I think they're going to keep it on the ground, and look who's playing free safety for this Delano defense. It's Perigo, just in case Foothill wants to air it out, and it looks like they got Delano to jump, and they'll pick up an easy first down.
We've seen that a lot this year, haven't we?
You know, we have a lot of undisciplined play. It's kind of disappointing, Vance, because you would want these kids, especially the juniors and seniors, the upperclassmen, you want them to be disciplined enough to where they don't make those mistakes. I mean, those are JV, frosh soft mistakes. You can't make those mistakes on varsity if you're serious about continuing your pursuit of football onto a higher level.
They're going to go to the air. Boy, he's going to be in trouble. Will he get out of trouble? Somehow he escaped a couple of sacks, but he's still going to be brought down, make it about 2nd and 9.
Brought down by
boy, he's happy feet back there.
Yeah, definitely, Vance. You know, Rangel under a bit of pressure there, but he's been such a great quarterback for Foothill over his 3-year tenure as the starting quarterback. He started as a sophomore, and now he's one of the senior leaders. The kid is just, he works wonders through the air. He works wonders on his feet, so hopefully he can lead this Foothill offense to a touchdown here.
And it looks like the Tigers jumped again, and this time might be Jorge Gutierrez.
Well, if it is another jump by this Delano defense, the coach is not going to like that. Coach Millon going to be very upset with his troops.
.439 remains here in this first quarter. Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. We're in the northern part of the county as the Tigers jumped again. We are just south of county line. We're in Delano. And we're not ignoring Brian. We're not simply not going down to him. He's just waiting for some things to get worked out. And a nice strong running play, and that's Ricky Avaro, and the hard hit from behind actually helped him gain 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, remember Avaro when we televised the South Foothill game? Avaro broke off a couple huge runs, so the kid has plenty of speed as Fainter looks to be coming off. Little limp in his right leg. It looks like he's going to go get that looked at. Nonetheless, it's a fresh set of downs for the Trojans from the 43, rather. Check that.
Running play to the left side, hitting the hole. Nice job, good tackle, nice wrap up by Jesus Valdez. So Valdez right there on the spot to make the tackle.
Ball at the 41-yard line.
Good job by staying home with this Delano defense, finally not allowing the Foothill running game to get any sort of forward momentum, and it's going to be 2nd and 8 here for the Trojans from the 41. Rangel in the I formation as twins out to the right side, and he hands off to Avaro. And Avaro picks up about 3 yards to the 39.
Gonzalez on the tackle. Ball carrier
May
on the
have
play.
to air it out here on 3rd down,
Ricky
Vance.
Avaro.
It's going to be 3rd and 7.
Gain of about 2. Ball at the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Foothill with an important 3rd and 7 here. Their first series was thwarted early on a fumble. And this series, pretty decent, but right now, on a 3rd and 7, with Zach Perigo roaming in the backfield of the defense, trying to pinpoint it, trying to follow the quarterback. Quarterback in trouble, thrown down for a loss at the 47-yard line. What a football game this is as far as these defenses stepping up and making plays. So a defensive effort right now on both sides of the football, as we see here. What a great job by the front of Delano's defense.
Yeah, they brought that backside blitz, Vance, and I believe that was number 22, Fabian Acuna, and he was able to take down Ryan Rangel. Might have possibly gotten away with a horse collar tackle towards the end of it, but nonetheless, Rangel also doubles up as the team's punter. He's going to have to punt to Zach Perigo.
It's a high one. It's coming to Brian Adams, and it goes out at, I would say, about the
going out of bounds.
26, 27-yard line. So, once again, welcome, everybody. Hope you're enjoying Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. I'm Vance Palm. I'm joined, as always, by Matt Alvarez, way up high on the scissor lift. And down on the grass, Brian Adams. Technical difficulties keeping us from sitting it down to our captain. We are working on that, of course, trying to get him. But we're in Delano. Loving it. Crisp, cool night. And I'll talk to you about Delano here in a minute or two. But here's a 1st and 10, and the handoff goes up the middle. And again, big hit, big stop up there by the front 3 or front 4 of the Foothill Trojans, and this time it looked like it might have been Dylan Thomas, one of the Trojans in on the play. 2nd and 8, I formation for Anthony Torres, the quarterback. They're going to go to Perigo. Perigo's going to look to get outside. Great pursuit by the Trojan defense, and Perigo able to get 3 or 4 yards. One tough kid, Perigo.
About 4 on the play.
I played baseball with his father, Ross Perigo, at Bakersfield College. I was the first baseman. He was the third baseman. We were opposite ends of the infield, and ran into Ross tonight and said, man, that's got to be your kid. He said, that's my boy. He had an older son that played football at Bakersfield College. The middle son played baseball at Bakersfield College, and we'll see where Ross' youngest son goes as it rolls out, looking for Perigo again. Will he go to Perigo? No, he overthrows the intended receiver. They're reading this quite well as far as Perigo. They're keeping an eye on Zach.
I mean, it's a simple flood route to the left side, and you don't really see that going to the quarterback's weak side, if you want to call it. If you're going to roll a flood, you're going to roll out to his strong side, which for most quarterbacks would be their right arm. But instead, the Foothill defense doing a really good job of covering the flood route. They have Perigo contained. So if he does get the ball, I mean, you saw Vance, he was open on that play, but if he would have caught the ball, there would have been 3 defenders around him, right around the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 4th and 4. Delano's first time punting tonight. It's going to be number 26, David Ibarra.
Ibarra to punt. Velasquez deep, and Velasquez is going to have an opportunity. Velasquez takes it at the 30, looking for a seam, and he gets brought down at about the 43-yard line, so pretty good field position for the Trojans to take over here. Of course, as you know by now, Matt Alvarez, a graduate of Foothill High School. And,
It'll be first down Foothill from their own 43-yard
on the road. Your Trojans on the road tonight. Let's see if they can make something happen up here. I'm hoping we have B. Adams. Let's go down to the captain, Brian Adams. Captain, tell me that you're with us, are you?
Sounded like a lightsaber just got lit up.
Oh, boy.
Brian Adams got a lightsaber down there.
Brought down by number
Brian Adams is not with us yet.
Contreras.
Well, he's with us, but not able to speak to us yet. So we'll get him second quarter because there's 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Nobody scored, but a nice defensive battle so far. I'm Vance Palm with Matt Alvarez. We're up on the scissor lift, and our captain is down on the grass. We'll get to him momentarily. 2nd and 9.
Rangel's going to hand off to Ibarra on the right side, and he's swallowed up just after a gain of 2 yards, it looks like. That'll bring us to the end of the first quarter, Vance.
Bright House Network's high school football game of the week. Very happy to have you with us. Playoff round 1, and we're the Division III game tonight up in Delano. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back in a moment with the second quarter on Bright House Network's Bakersfield.
out of the box with Bright House Network's Whole House DVR service. Our Whole House DVR service makes it easy for everyone to enjoy their favorite shows. With options to record up to 4 HD channels at once, store up to 120 hours of HD programming, and view across multiple TVs in your home, something no other provider can offer. You're getting more entertainment and more convenience in more rooms. That's Bright House Network's Whole House DVR service. Learn more at brighthouse.com/DVR.
Wow, I can't believe you just told me that.
Well, I felt that I should be honest with you about the type of stuff I'm into.
I'm into it too.
You are?
I'm all over it. Living room, bedroom, in the shower.
Well, do you want to do it here?
Now?
Well, yeah, it'll be awesome.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm alongside Matt Alvarez, our captain Brian Adams down on the grass. Well, they come out of the second, starting the second quarter, and Velasquez, the receiver for Foothill, hauls in a big one, about a 40-yard pass play, and just like that, here come the Trojans. And Ryan Rangel gets up behind center, I formation, two receivers split way out to the left side. They go with the run right behind that I formation. And it's a big, strong, powerful run out there by Ibarro. Oh, boy. That's what the doctor ordered for the Trojans.
It was a halfback pass to start off that second quarter as we were coming out of commercial break, and then they go right back to the ground to Ricky Ibarro. So you talked about, Vance, how they've been apt to go to the air thus far. They went to the air, but they did it in trick fashion. And Ibarro, just on that last play, able to pick up the first down himself.
So now Tiger defense is going to have to dig in. Big test for them at the beginning of the second quarter. They go I formation, they go Ibarro. Ibarro looks like he's just going to keep doing what he's doing. Picked up right where he left off on that last play. Got hit hard a couple times early. I'll tell you what, Fabian Contreras, number 34 for the Tigers, goodness gracious, he can hit.
Ball at the 14-yard line, second down.
Just underway, second quarter. Delano Tigers now trying to keep this Foothill offense from getting into the end zone. They go to the end zone in the air, and it's a touchdown, and it's caught. 6 points, Trojans. Beautiful route, beautiful pass. That was nice.
Absolutely. Rangel threw it to Velasquez's back shoulder. And as you see, he's able to turn around and make a great catch, keep 1 foot in bounds as he's getting pushed out. But what I like the most is that Velasquez secures the ball because he knows he's going to take a hit, and then he goes out of bounds with the off the push, but secures the ball, and even though the scoreboard may not say so, it is 6-0 Foothill.
The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and it's in the trees, in the bushes at Delano High School. The ball goes up into the vegetation and the gardening up there. So are they going to get that football back? Who goes up and gets that? I don't see anybody's.
Someone's running up there right now. Well, I think it's Foothill's job to go get it because it's their ball. So unlucky for the ball boy here. Probably some.
He's got to hop the wall. He's got to go up there and look in the trees.
It's like that Georgia player last week getting stuck in the hedges.
But 53 seconds, something like that, or is that crazy or what? Well, Trojans score first, and it's a 7-0 football game here at the beginning of the second quarter. And I think that's pretty funny. That kid is up in those trees behind the goalpost, and he's having to find a football in the pitch black. That is very, very funny.
It looks like he's got something.
I don't know.
Shaking those trees around.
We're going to have to get a shot of that before the night's over. The north end of Gene Beck Stadium is trees, and it's a mountainside and shrubbery.
He called for some help, Vance.
Now, so the field goal, the PAT, sails into this shrubbery and these trees, and now we have two Foothill, I guess you would just say athletic staff up there rummaging through the trees looking for a football. That's great. Short kick by the Trojans. Great bounce, though, for the Tigers, and it's taken at about the 34-yard line, and it's handled out there by Contreras himself, who we just talked about. So let's see what the Tigers can do on offense here in the second quarter.
Well, they're going to need to respond in a hurry, Vance, and they're going to need to utilize a different way of – they have to incorporate Perigo into the offense, but they have to find a different way to incorporate him because obviously the run up the middle has not worked. You know, they haven't really seen a sweep to the outside, so let's see if maybe they try that with Perigo as they come out with trips to the left. Oh, tight end flinched.
The tight end flinched.
Yep,
I
Jose
didn't see
Corrales.
it. You did, but you're going to say Jose Corrales moved, and they're marching backwards. So the sharp eye of Matt Alvarez catches them. We're still trying to get tapped into Brian Adams down there. Not happening yet.
Gonna put the ball back at the 32.
Good eye, Matt. Handoff to Perigo. Change of direction. And he's trying to get back up to the original line of scrimmage, and it's not happening yet. That'll bring up about a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, they're going to need to find a different way to utilize him because obviously he's a heck of an athlete. There's going to, you know, they keep him at running back. They're going to have to try an outside sweep, see if he can get those wide receivers to make a block.
His dad, Ross, what a great athlete he was. Just a vacuum at third base. Put the ball anywhere he wanted to on the bat.
Oh, delayed handoff.
Play to Perigo. Perigo looks to get to the outside, cuts back up, nifty move. And boy, he's strong, isn't he?
Yeah, he's strong. And what I like about this play, though, is that they fake the pass out to the flats, and it was a delayed draw. Perigo sat there and wait for the handoff to come, and then he took it the rest of the way. It was great play calling there by the offensive coordinator over there at Delano.
As you say it, Brian Adams looks up, gives you the head nod and the thumbs up. Perigo loses his footing. Not that he wasn't going to get pounded by those linebackers from the Trojans, but he lost his footing and went down by his sidelines over there. And that'll bring up about a 2nd and 7.
The ball carrier.
I wonder how many touches Perigo's going to get tonight. The guys, now obviously, as we mentioned in the pregame and we mentioned in the open, that he has over 2,200 yards of rushing so far this year. Going to run the flood again, Vance.
We float this one out, and that is picked off. They say he got it. I thought he dropped it as he was coming down.
Keep your eyes open for a roughing the passer call here, Vance.
Oh.
Nope, illegal block in the back.
An illegal block in the back. It's going to be Foothill football.
That's what I'm telling you, Vance. I don't like when they run that flood route as who are you picking out of that
Was that
roster
Scoggins
there?
that brought it down? Gregory Scoggins? Was that number 5 that got that pick?
No, it's number 12, Velasquez.
Oh, 12 pulled
So
that
he has
down.
a touchdown on the night and an interception. But I don't like that play. They run off to the quarterbacks. It's like he has to throw across his body, and he can't get very much leverage on the ball.
Trojans, again. Offense on the field. 2 running backs back there. They hand off up the middle. Look out. Big trouble. Big trouble. And, again, that's Jesus Valdez just stuffing the run and doing some damage to the running back here as you see on our replay. Ouch.
Yeah, Valdez comes in nearly uncontested, able to take Yvarro down pretty easily, pushes him back, but it'll only be a 1-yard loss because of forward momentum. So 2nd and 11 upcoming here for the Trojans from their own 28. If I'm them, I've got Velasquez, a height advantage out here on the right side. And it looked like it looked like they were going to go that way, Vance. A lot of undisciplined penalties.
Coaching staff grabs Velasquez very quickly, takes advantage of that unfortunate call against them, but grabs him while he's close and says, hey, let's do this. So keep an eye on number 12. It'll be at the bottom of your screen.
But look at this. They have a safety. They have a safety over the top of the cornerback, though, Vance, so they have double coverage on Velasquez. Nonetheless, there's still a height advantage.
They're going to go deep. They're going to go to the left, and it's going to be overthrown all the way. Man, what a hurl. That's about a 55-yard bomb.
That's a
let
gun
loose by
right there.
Rangel.
Number 3,
I would not have expected that from
10,
Rangel, but
20, 30. That's a 50-yard
On the coverage for Delano, number 9
pass.
is Chavez.
He got all of that one, Vance. Never
But,
known Rangel
Matt-
as much. I've never known as much of a passer. You know, he does a lot more with his feet, and he does a lot more with those short passes. But that's a good sign, you know, when he can
let
air
that
it out
fly,
there.
Matt, and perfect spiral, tight and long. So 3rd and 15 is the real story, though. They stay on the ground.
Fumble.
Fumble! And it's picked up by the Tigers. Knocked it right out of his hands at the line of scrimmage.
Covered by Delano.
And it's picked up out there by number 32, Matt Gonzalez. Gonzalez picks up the football. A big hit right at the line of scrimmage. You might be able to see it right here. Boom.
You've got to quit fumbling the football if you're Foothill. You've got to hold on to the ball. You've got to do a better job of just securing the ball. And there's really no excuse for that. I mean, especially if you're going through the middle of a pile, you've got to hold on to that ball with 2 hands. That's 2 turnovers now that could have been easily prevented.
I formation for the Tigers. New life. Perigo looks, waits, keeps driving. And another carry for Perigo, about another 3 or 4 yarder.
Fainter.
Well, what I like here on this play is the block by number 60, Almen Benitez, as he takes it up the right side. You see him pushing his man back, pushing his man off the edge. He does such a good job of getting leverage, and that's able to get Perigo 3 yards and a 2nd and 7.
Torres, quarterback, looks over to the sidelines. As Matt said, a 2nd and 7. Quick little pitch out to the left. Perigo in trouble. Perigo wrapped up, hit hard, still on his feet, but the more he runs, the more he gets in trouble. And he's finally brought down by 5 Trojans right below us. So not the best run, not the best play for the Tigers as Perigo loses yards, and it'll get back to be about a 3rd and 12 now.
And that answers my question as to why they haven't been running it to the outside on that sweep, because the wide receiver who was down on this near side totally missed his block, and that didn't allow Perigo any room to run outside whatsoever. He had to cut it back inside and lost about 5-6 yards on the play for a 3rd and 12.
Torres pointing players left and right, getting Contreras where he wants them. Perigo's alone back. They just go right at the middle of Perigo. But he breaks free. Perigo looks for the end zone. Oh, a big hit at the 10-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down, but he lowered the helmet and just said, boom. What a nice play that was.
You would have expected Delano to go to the air on that one, but they haven't really done much through the air, so why not just keep it in the hands of their best player, Perigo, and he's able to produce, get another 1st down.
Well, kudos to that offensive line, Matt. They opened up a massive hole.
Yeah, absolutely, but Foothill was back in coverage. The linebackers were at least.
Perigo runs to the right, cuts up to the left. Perigo still on his feet. Touchdown, Tigers.
Nice run by Zach Perigo.
So Zach Perigo gets it done here for Delano, taking it in on the 1st and goal play from the 10-yard line after picking up the 1st down on a 3rd down, and Delano 1 extra point away from tying this game with 6:16 left to go in the 2nd.
PAT. High snap. They have to get it down in a hurry, and they got it through there. They got it through, so we're tied up at 7. So another Trojan turnover, and this time it cost them as the Tigers get in on a Perigo big 3rd down run and then a big touchdown run. So look at this, we're tied up at 7. It needs to be mentioned to our Kern County crowd, as we see another look at it here, it needs to be mentioned to our Kern County crowd that up to this point, the greatest tri-tip sandwich we've had this season, East High School, was phenomenal, just a phenomenal tri-tip sandwich. But I can tell you this, the Delano Alumni Tiger Association just served up to me tonight a 6-star tri-tip sandwich.
Can't do that, Vance. You can't rewrite the star
Kevin
system.
Willie's saying a 7-star
Oh, goodness.
tri-tip sandwich tonight, and they provided it all for our crew. A little green chili verde sauce on the top. Oh, my goodness. So wherever we go next week and the week after that and for the championship, you're going to have to match up against the Delano Alumni Football Association. Tri-tip sandwiches, and what a great environment. Look at this crazy kick.
Let it go out.
And it goes out of bounds. And so, wow. That was neither an onside nor a squib, nor that was that. And if it was a 7-iron, it was a major duck hook.
Yeah. And I think the objective of that kind of kickoff was to get the ball as high up in the air as you can and see if Foothill's defenders are on their game in the sense that they would fair catch it and not get the heck knocked out of them, but nonetheless goes out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 40. Pretty good field position here for the Trojans.
At the end of the first quarter, Ridgeview up 7-0. Another local team, Ridgeview, playing tonight down at home.
Against Independence, I believe.
Independence, so 2 local teams there. Quick pass out to the left side, and it's caught out there by Cameron Allen. Allen still on his feet. Cameron Allen, I think, muscled his way pretty close to a first down. I don't know if he got it, but it's going to be close. For those of you that are really jonesing for Brian Adams like we are right now, he'll be with us in the third quarter with some technical difficulties, trying to get him worked out. Maybe it's that we're so close to the county line that we have funkification with some of our technical issues. I don't know. You never know.
What's up there? Tulare County, is that what it is? And another penalty flag before the snap, and it looks like it's going to be another false start. Yep, false start against. Don't listen to the announcer. It's not a legal procedure. When it is a dead ball, it is a false start.
So if the announcer watches this on Bright House Networks, they're going to say, hey, that's the guy that did the pregame show. Again, how are you and Zach doing?
You know what? It's been a lot of fun doing the pregame show. Zach is really, he's very knowledgeable. I mean, he's sitting right across from us over there in the press box here at Gene Beck Stadium. The guy is just so knowledgeable about high school football, and not just high school football, but all high school sports in the area. He does such a great job of covering. You don't realize how privileged you are here in Bakersfield to be able to read his columns and read what he has to say about high school sports. You don't get that.
Missouri Tiger.
Yeah, you don't get that very often, where you go, anywhere you go. Like in Tucson, the high school coverage, as you can imagine, not very big because everything was dominated by the University of Arizona. So here, you have great high school coverage by Zach Ewing. He does such a great job, and I'm privileged to be able to work with him.
Zach covering the game tonight here in person. So our 2 pregame stars, we always get Matt here, but we also have Zach here. Hard count by Foothill. Nobody jumps this time for Delano. Nice job, and now it's going to be a timeout, and it's going to be taken by Foothill. So it was a 3rd and 2. Nobody jumped. So the coaching staff for Foothill High School just had to take a second to piece it together and see what they want to do here. So with 4:42 remaining here in the first half, 7-7 tie. It's 3rd and 2 for the Trojans. I'm Vance Palm. I have Matt Alvarez up here with me. Our captain, Brian Adams, sending us text messages, sending us eye signals, smoke signals, agreeing with us, nodding his head, thumbs up. We're trying to get his microphone going, but he's very involved in the broadcast tonight, I can assure you. As we break from the timeout, Foothill comes off the sideline. A big play right here, Matt.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3rd and 2 for the Trojans. Judging off the previous past of these 2 teams, Delano comes into this game winners of their last 5. Foothill comes in on a 3-game losing streak. By looking at that scoreboard right now, you wouldn't have thought that whatsoever.
They run to the right side, and it looks like forward progress should get them the first down. I think it did, but it may be close enough to where they bring the sticks out here for a measurement.
I think they'll bring out the chains, but that's definitely going to be a close one.
They're going to bring it out. So we'll have a measurement here, and they're in the middle of the football field, so I would imagine that they're going to go for it. I had a chance to walk by the Foothill players in the corner of the end zone here before the game and listen to all of the coaches kind of give their pep talk. I was walking over to give Brian his program, so I kind of had to sneak by a little bit. Heard Coach Maples, heard all the coaches give their talk, and you're right. Talking about coming off a 3-game losing streak, and what they were basically saying to the team is new season tonight. It's a new season.
Yeah, I mean it is. The records can go out the window when it's playoff time. Anything can and usually does happen, especially here in Kern County football. And Brian Adams relaying a message up here that if they're going to hand off the ball right here on 4th and 1, if it's going to go to number 34, and that's Curtis Fainter. He's got to hold on to the ball, as does number 35, Ricky Ibarra.
They go to the I formation. Will Fainter do the blocking? And they go hard count. It's just going to be a quarterback jam right up the front of the football line, and Ryan Rangel gets it easily. So good play, smart play, high percentage play, and they get it.
Yeah, high percentage indeed, and Rangel lost his helmet on the play, but he was helped out by a little bush push from Curtis Fainter.
Hey, Matt Liner's going to get a start this Sunday.
Wow. About time, right? I mean, it's his first start since 2005 at USC.
Well, there's a lot of great football this weekend, college and pro. Pass play. They go to the deep left corner, and there's going to be a penalty flag on there. Oh, there's not. I shouldn't have said it. That's a faux pas as an announcer. Shouldn't have said it. I saw him get mugged, so that's my fault. Bad call, Vance, but wow, a lot of contact out there.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that it could have went either way, and with a pass interference call, I think there has to be absolutely no discussion or no doubt whatsoever in the referee's mind. And Destin Penn had a little room out on the far side, but I guess they're just going to have to call that one great coverage. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 48.
Rangel looks to his right this time. Pump fake, and it's a great play out there, and it's broken up. And it's broken up by Brandon Chavez. So Brandon Chavez breaking that one up.
It looked kind of weird to me, Vance. It looked like he wasn't even looking at the ball. He just kind of reached his hand up, knew where it was, had some sort of telekinetic sense. Reached back, batted it away, because that was going right for Velasquez's hands. That would have been a big pickup for Foothill.
A last-second stab at that deal. 4 minutes, 1 second remains here in the first half. 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. Rangel has 3 receivers out to his left side. He looks left. He's going all left, and it is almost picked off. Great play out there. Good catch. It's caught by Cameron Allen.
Trying to get the ball out to number 7.
Yeah, Vance, I believe it was incomplete, but number 28, Delgado, he was on a beeline for Allen, and I think that if he would have looked back at the ball, he could have been still running, taking it back to the house, because he was looking at Allen the entire time, and he wanted to just knock him back into next year.
Oh, he ran out of space. That's what happened. Ran out of room. Thank you, Bernie. And look at this punt. Wow, what a nice punt. And the quarterback, Ryan Rangel, had it go out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. So nice job to stick the Tigers back in their own territory. 3:51 remaining. We're tied up at 7. I'm Vance, Matt next to me, and Brian's down on the grass. And we will work feverishly at halftime to get Brian Adams up with us. Brian, I know you can hear me. Can't say anything yet, but you're going to have to make up for it second half, or you're going to have to talk the whole second half. We're going to take the second half off and let him call the game.
It's kind of like the scoreboard operator last week, right, Vince?
Oh, goy. Little shovel pass up the middle of the football field to start the playoff.
Of course, we're referring to the running clock situation last week at Liberty High School. The scoreboard operator just put it on 12, pushed on, and then he hit the hay for the night.
Went to RJ's.
Yeah, exactly. Went to Hourglasses right there by Liberty.
2nd and 8. They go up the middle, but he gets shoved to the right side. Look at that front 4 for the Trojans, and a little bit of help from some linebackers. They're not letting anything happen up there. Last week, Brian and Matt and I covered the BHS Liberty football game and started off like a lot of BHS games do.
Yep.
Pretty fun to watch for a while, pretty exciting, and then pow, it's all BHS. 3rd and 5, under 3 here in the first half. The quarterback, Anthony Torres, looks over to the sidelines. Torres rolls to his left. Torres throws one out, and this time it's caught. And I think it's going to be a first down. Sure looked like a first down from here.
Oh, they run that flood route again to the left side. It is going to be enough for the first down, so good catch by Geary. Good job of finding a window to get open. It's going to be a fresh set of downs.
No huddle. They get right to the offensive line. Perigo tripped up. And I'll tell you what, Curtis Fainter stuck his wrist up there and caught Perigo's ankle, and had that not happened, you never know. But no huddle offense with 2:27 to go in the first half. The Tigers just coming right at him. I formation as Torres gets to the line of scrimmage. And they're going to use Perigo for the old low Statue of Liberty. I don't know what like
that's just a delayed handoff, Vance. I mean,
Wow, it was a delayed handoff, but he kind of put his hand on his shoulder and
number 43.
brought the football up a little bit. It was like a shortened Statue of Liberty, if you know what I mean. That was weird. Now he's in the shotgun.
You know, I watched that play today, Vance. It looks like Delano's going to take a timeout. I actually watched that play on YouTube, just getting a little bored around the house, decided to fire up the old 2007 Fiesta Bowl between Boise State and Oklahoma. And, man, Jared Zabransky, that play just worked to a charm for Boise State. Obviously, they upset Oklahoma, but, I mean, he's got trips out to the right, puts the ball behind his back with his left hand, throws it with, or, you know, fakes the throw with his right hand. The entire Oklahoma defense bites, and then there goes Ian Johnson picking up the ball and going in for the game-winning.
One of those plays that 100 years from now will be played on highlight clips as one of the all-time great football plays. That was just a great play.
That was probably the best football, one of the best football games ever played. I mean, that is just an unbelievable job by that Boise State. I mean, in retrospect, coming off of a Boise State loss this week to TCU, no more BCS talk for them.
Our radio colleague Brett Recamp at that game. And
I feel bad for him.
He'll tell you about it. No, he was at the Fiesta Bowl.
Oh, yeah, he was.
He'll let you know. Perigo in trouble, drugged down, thrown down for a loss. So with 1:55 remaining in this first half, they're trying to get something going here, but they're running out of time, Matt.
Every time I see a tackle like that, Vance, I always look at the ref, because anytime a tackle's made that high on someone's jersey, you just always think maybe that horse collar, that horse collar. You got to see. It's really just a matter of how much the ref is willing to tolerate.
You're right. It looked early that it could be that call. Torres rolls to his left again, finds his man again, and it's caught, and it is, well, it's going to be short of the first down, and I thought it may have been scooped with Fabian Gonzalez, able to get it. Clock is rolling.
Yep. PJ Torres, ball at the 45-yard line.
And here's a great matchup right here. Destin Penn. Cornerbacks matching up with Fabian Acuna. And this one's floating over the middle, and it's going to be picked off by Cameron Allen. Allen looking for some room. Allen looking for some blocks. Allen up the middle of the football field. Allen tries to break through and gets up to the 47-yard line. So an ill-advised interception pass now. And they're trying to make something happen with not a lot of time. With 54 seconds, Trojans have a chance.
Yeah, you know, I believe at that point, if you don't have your man 100% open, you just got to either put it in the ground or take it yourself and try to get the first down, because it would have been 4th and 2. If you would have put it on the ground, you still would have had a chance to, you would have had the clock stop first of all, and then you still would have had a chance to make something happen on 4th down. But now Foothill comes out with trips to the right and wrangle, and they show blitz. And I think
they got caught.
Yeah.
On it.
I think that was number 34, Fabian Contreras, who kind of
almost timed it perfectly.
Yeah, almost. But, you know, Rangel, I'm sure, saw that blitz coming, and he wanted to get rid of it in a hurry, but
just held on to his cadence long enough.
Yeah, absolutely he did. But that gives Foothill free yards. And, you know, I was watching Tony Juarez kick before the game, Vance. Kid's got a pretty good leg. Not necessarily the most accurate kicker, but he's got a good leg. I predict he could hit somewhere around the, they'd have to get it around the 25-yard line.
In trouble. And Rangel thrown down hard. And this has been a very, very nice football game to watch from a defensive perspective. A lot of bodies flying around. And a timeout is going to be taken. It's now a 2nd and 7, loss of 2 yards. Foothill takes a timeout.
Ball at the 46-yard
line.
line.
Second timeout. Again, Brian Adams is with us, Kern County. He's been here the entire game, and he's been down feeding us information via text, via hand motions. He's very involved in it. Just we need to get his radio fixed and his microphone fixed. We'll get it done, and we'll hopefully have him back here for the second half. If not, you got to scoot over and put him right between you and I.
Oh, that's perfectly fine with me.
I don't know what the weight limit is on this thing, but I'm here for
Brian's
burning
shaking
1,000 pounds. Kevin Willies, the svelte 160. Alvarez, the svelte 159.
I think I can tolerate Brian tonight. We had a nice drive up here together, you know, talked
You're
about.
just saying that because he bought you dinner.
You weren't supposed to know that, Vince.
Come on, man. Oh, wow. Brian and I talk about going back.
You guys are thick as thieves.
Absolutely. Champs Barbecue, huh? Had a nice little Champs.
It was good.
I know.
Never been there.
Oh, my gosh. He is the rookie, B. Rolling to his right. Rangel going to get flushed out of the pocket. I bet you he's going to take a hard hit, and he does. He gets upended. A nice tackle out there by Fabian Acuna. Boy, I thought he was going to get hit a lot harder. Fortunately, he did not. And a timeout. This is the final timeout taken by Foothill, the last one. So with 3rd and 8.
Foothill's last timeout of the half.
And that actually helps Delano.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Delano gets an opportunity to, maybe make something happen here if they don't get a first down. So I think the
well, depending on how many timeouts Delano has, though, Vance, depending on how many timeouts Delano has, if Foothill keeps it on the ground, then of course Delano would call a timeout if they don't get the first down. But then if Foothill goes to the air and it's incomplete, then Delano still has that one timeout. But the way that Rangel's been punting the ball tonight, pinning them deep inside their own territory, he won't give them much of a chance. But with Perigo, you never know.
With head coach Mario Millant, they haven't called any timeouts. Delano's got all 3. So interesting. Let's see what happens here. So it's a 3rd and 8. And now, if they don't get it, you're going to see Delano start calling some timeouts.
Well, they have trips out there. It looks like they're going to try to throw for it. And Brian just sent me a message saying the coaches said that he can't throw, and they're referring to Rangel, if the line doesn't block. And Rangel's been under a lot of duress.
Takes another hit, throws this one, and it's going to be incomplete. No call either way. And Rangel takes a big hit down there by Fabian Contreras. So as Brian texts you that comment, Rangel takes another hard hit behind the line of scrimmage right to the chest, and now he's got to punt the football. 22 seconds left.
49-yard line, 4th down.
And let's see what Perigo can do. He stands at his own 20-yard line.
Might be bringing the block unit here, Vance. Nope.
Another nice angle punt by the quarterback, Ryan Rangel. So a lot of work for the Tigers to do and not a lot of time. 16 seconds. They're deep in their own territory. Maybe head coach Milan just says, hey, let's go into this thing tied up and not get crazy back here.
34-yard punt.
We're tied up at 7. We are 16 seconds away from the first half being over with. And I've got kind of a right mind to get over there and grab another one of those stellar tri-tip sandwiches. Oh, my God. What was Kevin? 8 stars? Did we give him 8 stars?
My goodness. You're one of those coaches who likes the players to give 110%, right?
Exactly. 111. They are going to try to do something with it. They hand it to Perigo. Perigo makes one shifty move. Now he gets to the 30. Can he get a downfield block? Pops over a guy, and a flag on the play. A flag on the play as Perigo.
That might be illegal in high school, Vance.
I don't think you can do it. Can't leave your feet intentionally.
Yeah, I don't think that is legal at this level. You see it happen in the pros all the time, but I believe that that's illegal in high school. Why it's illegal, I have no idea. That's a question that I could ask Nick Ellis.
Safety or what?
Maybe Nick Ellis will be able to give us a better explanation.
Perigo switches directions, and he's about to get hit, and just, whoop!
Yeah, whoop! Like Chris Berman.
Wowee. That flag went out. You know what's great about that flag? It got thrown underneath him. He was so high in the air, the official says, well, you know what? Can't do that, and I'm going to throw the flag under you.
Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul. I mean, of course you're going to hear the boo birds come out from the Delano contingent of fans, but they're ignorant to the rule. I mean, it's rule. It's written. It's in black and white. It's just one of the rules that you don't hear about very often, or that very rarely gets mentioned, because at this level, you don't have a lot of guys who could jump that high over a defender. I mean, Perigo obviously showing his athleticism there, but unfortunately it comes at the cost of 15 yards.
It was a good play. Now, here's the question. Will those yards not count for him?
No, not at all.
The yards will not count.
No.
Doggone it. Not that he's worried about, or I'm worried about stats, but what a great run to have it taken back at the end because you're hopping over a player. Doggone it.
And it's good for the highlight reel. It's good for the picture takers, the cameramen out there, but Not good for the
We're
stats.
celebrating our centennial anniversary this year for Delano High School.
I think that was Super Sammy Bowman that said that, wasn't it?
If you want more information about this event and other scheduled celebrations,
Super Samsonite Bowman with a great quote. I'm going to quote him. Best penalty you could ever receive. All effort. Attaboy, Samson. Good to
I
have
think
you
the
back.
best penalty you could ever receive is a helmet-to-helmet decleater, or at least one that gets called a helmet-to-helmet when you know in your heart it was helmet to chest or helmet to shoulder or shoulder to helmet.
Well, do it one more time. This time Perigo gets wrapped up, and that's going to do it. We are done at the half. 7-7. Nice football game here at Delano. We'll be back with the third quarter on Bright House Network's Bakersfield.
Bright House Networks is rolling out more ways to watch TV. We're giving you the freedom to watch TV anywhere you are on your choice of devices, computer, laptop, and most tablets and smartphones. Stay entertained with sports, movies, and more from anywhere. All you need is Bright House Networks TV and a My Services account from brighthouse.com. It's a whole new way to watch TV, available at no extra cost to you. Learn more at brighthouse.com/myservices.
Wow, I can't believe you just told me that.
Well, I felt that I should be honest with you about the type of stuff I'm into.
I'm into it too.
You are?
I'm all over it. Living room, bedroom, in the shower.
Well, do you want to do it here?
Now?
Well, yeah, it'll be awesome.
Okay.
Silver Stadium sponsors, major financial donors of BT football.
And welcome back to Delano High School for the start of the second half. There's 20 seconds left to go on the big scoreboard. Finally, I think we have Brian Adams, the main man of our broadcast team, down on the sidelines. Brian, you with us?
Yes, sir. I am here.
Hey!
There he is. There he is, right there. Oh,
All right,
they're
before they
trying to
kick
get
off, Brian, before they kick off,
time was still left on the clock.
tell us everything you thought about the first half in one very brief sentence. I'm kidding. Just wait. All right, here we go. Short bullet kick, and it's taken to the 30-yard line, so the Tigers will enjoy some good field position. Matt, thanks for bringing us back in. We have Brian Adams with us. Brian, your thoughts on a 7-7 tie as we go into third quarter here?
Well, man, I think both defense did a good job of taking away the strengths of the other team. Obviously, Foothill did a great job on Tyler Perigo stopping him from running and really attacking. He had the one run for the touchdown. But I look forward for a good second half, and let's just see what team can capitalize on the other team's mistakes.
Is this a new quarterback, Vince? Is this a new quarterback, Daniel Quiros? Could have swore it was Torres in the beginning stages of the game, but
it was.
Yeah, Quiros now at quarterback. He's going to hand off up the right side. The pitch to Perigo. Gets around his first man and unable to get around the tackle of number 40, Gerardo Villa.
Interesting to be a fly on the wall in both locker rooms at halftime to hear what a team on a 5-game winning streak tells his team and a coach with a 3-game losing streak tells his team as it's a 7-7 tie as we look at a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I mean, Delano can score the ball. Last week they put up 42. The week before that, 21, then 30, 48. They're not used to being tied at 7 at halftime. As they go back to Perigo on the ground, they have the pulling guard. Great block, and Perigo gets up around the first down marker. 9 yards on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Tigers. Look at the pulling guard right there, Rance. Boom! Good block on Marlon Busio. His older brother is Mario Busio, graduated with me in the class of 2005 from Foothill. He was my holder. Very good relationship with him.
3rd and short. Delano trying to get that 1 yard. Perigo gets the 1 yard and still on his feet. Hard to bring him down, but he most certainly picked up the first. And here we go. Tigers come out of the halftime locker room fired up. As we see on our replay here, Perigo low to the ground, kind of waits a little bit, and he just looks good on the ground. He looks very, very comfortable with that football in his hands as he surveys the grass. And first and 10 here. Quarterback, as Matt mentioned, new name, Daniel Quiros.
Interesting here, Foothill with only 2 down linemen on the defense when Perigo just went up the middle. Looks like they're going to go up the middle again.
Good call, Matt. Tackle there.
Perigo getting past the 40-yard line, inside the 40.
Made the initial hit down there by Curtis Fainter. No huddle offense. Brian, what do you think of Perigo?
You know, Vance, I really like him. I like his shoulder pad level, but I like his shiftiness and acceleration. You know, he's just to keep chipping away, and I think he has a big run in store for him.
2nd and 6. Quiros sends Perigo way out to the right, but they hand the ball up the middle, and a lot of bodies flying up there. Some big hits going on. We need to tell you about Ever Mondegran. And if you look at just the phonetics of it, it's Ever Mondragon.
Yeah.
6'2", 200, but he plays like he's 6'4", 250. Just a big old boy, number 79 for the Tigers, Mondragon. And they go right up the gut for the first down, and look at Mondragon, 79, leading the way. As we talk about the big fella, he was the initial truck on that freeway.
Yeah, I tell you, that's like going up the 65 on the way to Porterville. Just follow one of those Walmart trucks, and you'll get there before you know it. And I'll tell you what, Gonzalez has a convoy in front of him on that play, led by Mondragon. That's a good little last name.
That is a good name.
He's on the Bright House all-name team.
Perigo tripped up, flag on the play right in the middle of the scrum there, so we'll see what the call is going to be. Don't forget, everybody, in a couple weeks we'll have our APA Awards, the Adams Palm Alvarez Awards, given to Bright House Network's high school football game of the week athletes, student athletes that have stood out. Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. We will go by positions, backs, receivers, linemen, specialty teams. So the APA Awards, the Adams Palm Alvarez Awards, will be given out in a couple of weeks.
Can't leave out those special teams, Vance.
No, come on. Never have, but now having you here brings an added emphasis and a lot more insight to it, that's for sure.
It'll be first down, Delano.
1st and 20, the penalty on the Tigers. As Quiros looks over to the sidelines. 1st and 20. And again, that little sly handoff to Perigo got him 9 yards here. Brian, the first half I didn't have a chance. I couldn't hear you, obviously.
He's brought down by 42.
That's a great play.
Yeah, you know, early in that first quarter, Matt was saying they have to figure out a different way to get him the ball. And he did that the first time, the first big run he had. They did it again the second quarter. It's just a nifty little play, and it just gets the defensive line and the linebackers out of position, and he just goes back against the grain.
Gerardo Rojo bit hook, line, and sinker, ran right by Perigo, and he had the football. They float this one out to Perigo. He's in trouble. Great job by the Foothill coaching staff to address some of these things at halftime and say, when you see the quarterback, whether it's Torres or Quiros or whoever it's going to be, roll out of the pocket against the grain, there it is, and they're waiting for Perigo.
Yeah, and that's actually a loss of yardage on the play, too, for as much as Perigo's behind the line of scrimmage and that quarterback Quiros drops back. They lost yards, going to be a 3rd and officially 16.
And it didn't help you to float it, you know. It wasn't a hard pass. I formation for the Tigers. 7:20 to go in the 3rd. Quiros drops back, has Perigo. It's a screen play, and he's got some room. Perigo makes one good move, 2 good moves, a spinning play, brought down at about the 12-yard line. Yeah, really good job by the quarterback, Daniel Quiros. There was a lot of bodies around him, a lot of bodies around Perigo, and he found the one guy he had to find, Zach Perigo.
Might have gotten away with a block in the back, too, towards the end of that run, but nonetheless, it's a 1st down and 10. They go right back to Perigo up the middle, and Perigo, as Brian mentioned, his pad level's a bit high running through the middle, but nonetheless picks up 3 yards on the play. As we go back to that screen play that they just ran on the 3rd and 16, and you see Perigo watch right around, right there. You just saw it. Right there is almost a block in the back. There's an injured Foothill player down around the 13-yard line. Moving his arms. It's a good sign to see.
Our officials tonight are from Tulare County. They are not from the KCOA, the Tulare County Officials Association. Matt?
Referee Steve Hodges. The umpires Ben Veckarg. The headlinesman Blake Otto. Line judge Todd Johns. And the back judge Al Vieira Jr. And those are not members of the KCOA. I'm sure they do just as good of a job, though. They've been on it tonight.
Do a nice job, and they were walking by me tonight as I was enjoying my tri-tip sandwich, and I said, "Hey, fellas, you have our card for us?" And they looked at me like, "Who in the world are you, man?" And I looked at them and I said, "I don't think I recognize these guys either." I said, "Oh, you guys are up north." So nice job tonight by the Tulare County's Officials Association. I formation on a 2nd and 7. Play action. Quiros is going to go to the air, floats one out. Oh, and it's going to be picked off after that great drive. And
touchback.
Oh boy.
So he's got a touchdown and 2 picks. That's a banner night for Brian Velasquez. It looked like that ball was just thrown right at him. He didn't have to move very far at all, and it's going to be out at the 20-yard line.
Captain, it's perplexing as they chew up these yards on such, dominant running plays, and even the pass play that was successful was a real safe screen in the middle of the football field. For them to gamble like this, such a crucial part of the third quarter, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting play call. They've been running that flood route, and that's that time they picked the wrong receiver to throw to. Sometimes you got to put the ball down and just take what you get, but there's a good run right there by the Trojans as they get off the ball first and fast, and that is Ricky Avaro picking up a first down.
And Brian, we've seen this so many times. The team gets new life like the Trojans on an interception, and then like the first play from the line of scrimmage, it's now look at an 11-yard run. So the Delano handing one to the Trojans here. 1st and 10. Rangel hands the ball off to Avaro. Avaro gets maybe 2 yards. Matt, you're digesting that program, looking at some things pretty seriously.
Yeah, I was looking at the roster, and Roy Hernandez came on the backside pressure, and he was able to get Avaro down just after a gain of 1 yard. But, this backside pressure has really hurt this Foothill offense thus far. We've seen Rangel being hurried. We've seen the running back Avaro and Fainter being taken down in the backfield, but it's going to be a 2nd and 9, and Rangel's going to hand off to Avaro once again. No room on the right side as he had Fainter as lead blocker, trying to take on 3 or 4 Tigers.
5.5 left in this third quarter. I'm Vance Palm. I've got Matt Alvarez with me up on top of the scissor lift. Brian Adams back with us, fortunately, audibly, here in this third quarter. And 2 football teams. Brian, we talked about this while you were just listening to us. Foothill, 3-game losing skid coming in. Delano, 5-game winning skid coming in, but we're knotted at 7. 3rd and 7. They go to the air. Rangel thought he had a guy to go to. Rangel's going to try to make something happen. Nice job by the Delano defense. Brian, your thoughts on these 2 different paths coming into the game tonight, with Foothill losing 3 in a row, Delano winning 5 in a row, and we're tied up.
Phil, it's always best to be on a winning streak when you come into the playoffs. But the one thing the coach is always going to tell you when you start the playoffs, where everybody's undefeated, is 0-0. Who can get a winning streak? They need 4 wins or 3 wins, depending on what division they're in, and will have to have a bye. But, you got to come out now. It's win or go home. And one of the things that's happening right now for Foothill is they're a little depleted at linebacker. With Geraldo Villa coming off, he's playing linebacker. He came off with the cramps. He's back out now. That's a big significant for Foothill, because their normal linebacker is Jordan Olgan, and he has a hamstring injury, so they put him on the D-line to minimize his chance to have to run and pull that, playing that linebacker spot.
4th and 4. Thank you, Brian. Rangel boots a high one. It's going to be a fair catch by Perigo. And so he talks about Olguin for Foothill. Olguin's have to kind of change things up. His dad, David Olguin, Arvin High grad, 1983 Bear. He's down on the sidelines tonight. So Olguin having to move around and change things up. So the Foothill Trojans limp into the playoffs, and it's not getting any easier.
The Olguin name has been around Foothill for a long time. I remember J.R. Olguin was a wrestler at Foothill, a year older than my sister, graduated in 2002. The Olguin name being kept alive here by the Trojans. Going to be 1st and 10 from the 33, Vance.
Quiros behind the center. Quiros tried to keep it, gets swallowed up and thrown to the ground. Gerardo Rojo said no dice.
That's a big boy right there, 6'2", 307. I mean, he swallowed him up like a Thanksgiving turkey. Look at this one. Rah, come here.
Boom.
Great job on the D-line. Still a pickup of 3, though.
Oh, another big hit. Wow. Right at the line of scrimmage. The first impact of that hit was hard. And that's going to bring up 3rd and it looks like 4, 3rd and 3. And so, these Tigers, they get these big chunks of yards almost under the radar, if you will. It ends up being 3rd and 4 right now. What I thought was 2 really unsuccessful plays, but it's only 3rd and 4.
39-yard line where the ball is going to be spotted for Quiros. They try the hard count. They hand it straight up the middle, and it will be close to the first down. I think on that final lunge, they were able to pick up enough yards. Right around the 46, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Tigers as they keep the drive alive.
Brian, there's 4 plays in a row that Perigo doesn't touch the football, and they're picking up first downs.
I think that's a good job on the offensive coordinator to realize that they're queuing on him and give somebody else opportunity to exploit the defense.
But now Perigo, the lone back. Will they go back to the bank? They do go back to the bank. Perigo loses his footing there. Bring up about 2nd and 9, 2:38 and counting.
You see.
I know a back like Perigo, for people sitting at home and saying, well, he hasn't done anything yet. He's leading the county. He can't be that good. One thing about him, a kid like that, you never know when he's going to bust out with that big run.
I formation for the Tigers on the 2nd and 10. Perigo out to the left. And now as we see a continued running game without Perigo, Bryant, Matt, he's somebody you have to keep an eye on. He's somebody you have to designate a DB or a linebacker or somebody to watch, so you pull that defensive player, out of the defensive format. So at least that's one thing he's doing. When he runs out left in motion,
he takes a lot of attention.
A lot of eyeballs.
That's just when you have to be disciplined and know what your defensive role is, and you have to do your job.
Everybody uptight, boy. There's a lot of concentration in the middle of that football field, and Perigo gets tripped up on there, and it's a good job by Cameron Allen. Cameron Allen with a nice ankle tackle.
I don't know if he got advanced. That's going to be spotted just short of the first down marker. It'll be 4th and 1.
4th and 1. Big 4th down play here in the 3rd quarter. 1:22 remaining here, and the crowd up at Delano on their feet in the 3rd quarter. Love it. Hard count, doesn't matter. They stay in it. Could be trouble. Could be trouble. Foothill's going to say nope. And the running back was Matt Gonzalez. And Gonzalez, forward motion, forward progress, did not get it.
No dice.
Wow.
As Ned Permetter looks on the 25-yard line over here on our side, sitting down in that chair, he sees his Foothill Trojans make a great defensive stand. They're going to get the ball back. 1:09 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And they have great field position at the 45.
Boy, that is a great shot of Ned down there, just kicking it. Feet kicked up, a little lawn chair. Running play up the middle. Big running play, 15-yard, 18-yard running play on a first down. Brian, did you get a chance to talk to Coach Permenter before the game?
Yes, I did. And he was telling me a little story about in '73, Delano played Foothill up at the Coliseum, and it was a controversial call. Foothill won the game, and years later he goes places and people from Delano say, hey, you didn't win that game. So tonight, I know he's rooting for that black and gold to pull one off tonight.
Wow.
He's a great storyteller, Brian, because he told me the exact same story about
That's the one on his mind tonight,
yeah,
for sure.
He had Councilman Mike Maggard on the team, as I was mentioning earlier, Vance, and he had a lot of big names, and they're still giving him a little heat about it up here. And Coach Permenter said, guys, it was a long time ago. You're
Coaches
grown men
don't
now.
forget, do they? Coaches don't
Cities
forget.
don't forget. Small cities like Delano never forget.
2nd and 6. Hard count. by Wrangle. Nobody jumping. What a great job by the Delano defense. And Foothill has to burn a timeout with an entire quarter of football left to play. There's 14 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. I don't get why if they don't jump, run the play.
Yeah, you've got to have more options than just your hard count. I can't imagine that they don't have a play called at that point, Brian.
I don't either, but if your quarterback's going to shoot or call a timeout, because you have not been very great passing the ball. I think except for the touchdown pass, I don't think there's been many passes completed. So you don't want to be in a situation where you're 2nd and 11, but you never know again in close games how important that timeout might be. But Coach Premier is going to have 1,000 stories when you coach for 1,000 years.
That's right. That's right. Where they asked Bobby Knight what it meant to have his record broken by Coach K, and he said, well, it just means that I was around for a long time, and he's been around even as long. Running play to the right side, about 2 or 3 yards. And looks like it may be the last play of the third quarter. When we come back, we'll still be tied at 7 with 1 quarter of football to play here on Bright House Networks. Back in 1 moment.
Bright House Networks connects your devices with our services to make your life easier, like being able to watch TV on more screens or set your DVR when you are out and about. You can also manage your home phone calls and messages, and even have voicemails delivered to you instantly via email or text message. Our apps and downloads let you stay connected 24/7 with your smartphone, computer, and tablet. With Bright House Networks, control is in your hands. Visit brighthouse.com/myservices.
Wow, I can't believe you just told me that.
Well, I felt that I should be honest with you about the type of stuff I'm into.
I'm into it too.
You are?
I'm all over it. Living room, bedroom, in the shower.
Well, do you want to do it here?
Now?
Well, yeah, it'll be awesome.
Okay.
Out of bounds. Gonna bring up a 4th down.
And just as we come back for the start of the fourth quarter here at Delano High School, Destin Penn makes a great catch. Unfortunately, he was out of bounds, so it'll be a 4th and 3.
Coaching staff from Foothill looking for the old push out. He pushes, but they actually both floated out of the playing lines together before the ball even got to him.
4th down. There you go. Big play.
Go ahead, B. Uh-oh.
Oh, there's an easy first down.
This is a play that was not going to be a first down, but
Ball carrier number 3, Penn.
unlucky, unfortunate face mask call against the Tigers is going to end up giving them a first down. That was trickeration that was going to be stopped.
Not just a first down, but 15 more yards after tacked onto that. As you see here on the replay, they run the option reverse and then whoop! Oh my goodness, that was one of the more violent ones we've seen this year, Vance. So that's going to move the ball all the way down to the 23-yard line. And 1st and 10.
Crazily enough, the Tiger that was injured on the play was the Tiger that committed the penalty. Cesar Rubio had to go off. So salt on the wound there. 1st and 10, beginning of the fourth quarter, as we just mentioned. And that's a run by Curtis Fainter. And Fainter gets up to about the 21-yard line. This is a football game in the Division III series. Playoff round number 1, and the winner of this football game will take on the winner of the Madera South Yosemite game. Madera South Yosemite game. So
one of these teams is going to be on the road.
Handoff to the right side. Strong, hard run by Ivaro.
That's going to be close to the first down, Vance. They may have to bring out the chains for this one. Maybe mark it just a yard short. So another big third down upcoming here as you see Ivaro following his blockers. Great block out there by Fainter as he actually grabbed the shoulder pads of Ivaro and pulled him forward.
Hey, Matt, are they in field goal range now?
You know, I believe they are. Tony Juarez, the kicker for Foothill, like I said, I saw him kicking before the game. He's got a pretty good leg, but they're not going to have to worry about that right now. And maybe, man, you saw the helmet of quarterback Ryan Rangel come up, and you would have thought that would have been in illegal hands to the face.
Well, now will they run to the left to get him more in line with an easier field goal if something doesn't happen? But, you know, Rangel's helmet popped off in the first half, so you wonder if he's doesn't have it tightened on tight enough.
Oh, believe me, Vance, you can have your helmet tightened on as much as you want, but when someone gets under it and pushes it up, it's going to slide. It's going to find its way to slide up your face.
They do go fumble. Oh, my goodness. They were going to run to the left side just to kind of get him in a better position here. Oh, goodness. That would have been horrible for the Trojans. They fumble.
Yeah, I mean, they've intercepted 2 balls today, but they've also fumbled twice today, and they need to really hold on to the ball down here deep in Delano territory. It's going to be 2nd and 11 at the 12. They're in that weird spot where they could pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. So let's see what we have here with 9:40 left to go in the game. Or in regulation, should I say. Delano's.
Matt already hinting towards the possibility of what all the guys on the Bright House Networks production team are hoping for. OT, baby.
Not just that, but 4 or 5 OTs. Let's take it all night. How often do you get to come to Delano? Well, not you, Vance, but how often do
I'm
either
here
of us
every day, every night, so I'll just go back to my office and go to sleep. I'll drive about 3 miles and go back to sleep. 3rd and 11. Here's a big play right here. I formation for the Trojans. Rangel is going to go to the air, looks, has a man open, has got to get it to him, and he does. Can the Tigers close? And they knock him out at about the 6-yard line, so it's going to be 4th.
They gotta be kicking this.
Yeah, you got to kick the field goal for sure. Out comes number 14, Tony Juarez, the 5'11", 210-pound senior.
Tell us about Juarez.
Well, you know, I don't know too much about him, Vance, but like I said, I saw him kicking in pregame, and he was pretty darn accurate. I mean, I'm assuming he's a soccer player. He's got the build of a soccer player, so.
Listen to this crowd. This is fun stuff. Delano crowd all over him.
It's going to be a 26-yard attempt. Nobody jumped.
It's no good.
Nobody jumped. That looked like it was an offside or an encroachment penalty on the far side. But Juarez, head in hands. Wow. Look at this on the top left corner. Oh, yeah.
Guys, forget the kick. The Foothill guys need to come tap him on the head because you may need him later to win this game.
You're right, Brian.
So at this point, this is not the time to get mad at the kicker. When he misses the last kick is when you get mad at the kicker.
When your season's over, right, and you're going back down 99.
Now you got to tap him on the head. So come on, buddy.
Yep. You're right, B. Look at this. 7-7 after a relatively pretty short field goal attempt. Didn't go well. And now a keeper for Quiros. Quiros gets up about 8 yards on the play. A lot of hard hitting going on out there. But Quiros, a nice 7-yard start to this series.
That's something you haven't seen very often tonight is Quiros keeping the ball running to the right side. And, you know, a lot of the Foothill players bit. They were tackling number 34, Contreras, behind the line of scrimmage. And Quiros able to pick up 7 yards, 2nd and 3 here for the Tigers. Quiros in the I formation with 2 split out to the left. Now he sends Perigo in motion. They hand it up the middle to Contreras, who spins off a man. And he's able to pick up the first down up to the 34. Fresh set of downs for the Tigers. Much to the appreciation of the Delano faithful. Pretty good crowd out here for a first-round matchup, as that screaming you hearing is none other than Stephen Dobbs.
The ambient sound of Stephen Dobbs screaming profusely near our cameraman Tony Ombris's microphone. Love it, Steve. 1st and 10. They go back to the bank. It's Perigo. Perigo gets it up to about the 37-yard line. I don't know the stats. Sorry to cut you off. I wish I had them in front of me. Perigo's carry to fumble ratio. Do you have that? Do you have Perigo's carry to fumble ratio? How well does he take care of the football? And believe me, I'm not trying to jinx the young man. I'm just trying to see this guy is very, very protective of this football.
I don't think he has too many fumbles on the year, going for 2,200 yards. So I'm willing to bet that his ratio is pretty good.
Strong run up the middle. That's Matt Gonzalez, and Matt Gonzalez gets very close to another first down. Coach Brian Adams, what are you cooking up here? A lot of Perigo and Gonzalez.
With you, man, if Stable was working like when you drove down for the interception because it wasn't broke, don't fix it.
I hear you. Perigo runs into his own man that's trying to block for him, and that was
penalty
Matt
flag
Gonzalez. A penalty flag, and it looks as though it may be a face mask. Did they get his face mask at the end or no?
I thought they got a little bit.
Oh, it's thrown by the side judge over there. It is personal foul, face mask against the Trojans. Now that field goal looms large.
As you'll see here on the right side of your screen, Perigo, he was facing his home side to the right side of the football field, and that's why the side judge was able to see it. Look at this. The Tigers, in an instant, are on the Trojans' 40-yard line, I formation. And it's Gonzalez in front of Perigo. Quiroz on a keeper, and he chews up 5 quick yards. You gotta like that. You know, you've got now 3 options. Gonzalez, the workhorse in the middle. You've got Perigo, the Valley's leading rusher. Now you've got a quarterback with a quick fake and gets up to about 5 yards. Boy, you got beat up on that play, of course, by Rojo, but looks good. 2nd and 7.
Quiroz sends his tight end to the other side of the formation, hands off to Perigo. Perigo runs into Rojo. And Rojo swallows him up again. Looks like about a gain of 1. It'll be a 3rd and 6 for the Tigers from the 36-yard line, looks like. Another big 3rd down play for this Foothill defense and for this Delano offense as Quiroz looks to the side to get his call.
3rd and 6. Gonzalez right behind Quiroz. They're going to stay in the I formation. They don't go anywhere. Everybody in the box. It's Quiroz. He keeps it. Quiroz with a big run. Quiroz looking to get to the end zone. Gets tackled at the 15-yard line. The Delano crowd beside themselves. What a great play call. Great execution.
Well, you've got a triple threat. You've got Contreras, you've got Quiroz, you have Perigo. And Perigo has been utilized very little here in the 4th quarter. And boy, what a great play fake. What a great fake. I mean, they had that Foothill defense dead to rights, and another first down for Delano inside the red zone here at the 17.
And now Perigo is the lone back. They go to Perigo. He stalls. He waits. He kicks to the outside. Boy, such a patient runner in such heavy, heavy traffic. I mean, there are just guys all around him, and he looks like he's just walking to the bus stop.
Yeah, you'd like to see, like Brian said earlier, you'd like to see him lower his pads and maybe deliver a punishing blow or two, but he's more of a cut runner. You see right here, evades a tackle once, twice, hits his own man. Go ahead, Brian.
That's not his style. He's a glider. He's going to move and float.
They go up the middle to Gonzalez. Gonzalez wrapped up and thrown down. Didn't go anywhere, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 7. They can still obviously get a first down here and get inside that marker, but now it's a 3rd and 7. And the dramatic situation that's unfolding in front of us even has Coach Permenter up off of his lawn chair, and he's standing down on the sidelines. So, oh boy, 3rd and 6, 3:42. I see Brian angling over to Coach Permenter. Let's listen in.
Coach, give us first to Delano. What you thinking right now for Delano? What's the call?
Well, you think they're going to get it to number 6, maybe the wraparound draw, or out that little fly out in the flat, get it to him in space? I don't know, but they got 2 downs to make a first down to the field goal, so this is why I'm on the sidelines, and they're doing the calling down.
What about the Trojan defense?
They've been playing pretty well tonight. They've been playing pretty well, and I just heard the coach say, watch the quarterback pull and keep, so, watch everything. Isn't that what the coaches say? Watch everything.
That's what you got to do.
3rd and 6. Well said, Coach Permenter. Watch everything. Quiros does exactly that. He's going to keep it. He's going to run. Once he gets to the outside, Quiros gets shoved out of bounds, and it's going to be extremely close to a first down mark.
Short, fellas. It looks like
he came up short. Thank you, Brian.
What a huge block. Brian, did you see that huge block out there by the wide receiver? It looked like on number 7, Cameron Allen. My goodness. Maybe you could see it here coming out of the screen.
Down, they were short.
Running right into your living room, and he goes out of bounds. Where's the ball at? On the 9?
How short are they, Brian?
9.5. They're about a yard and a half short.
Yard and a half short. 3 backs back there. What are they going to do? Quiros goes to Perigo. Perigo, will he get it?
That's a first down, fellas.
Brian Adams is going to say he got it. And Delano players are not so eager to say we got it yet. And now there seems to be a lot of action around that football. This is a big, big mark right here. And I would think no matter what, Matt, they're going to measure it.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point in the game, and you've got hands pointing both ways. And
well, where they measure it, guys, I think that's going to be a little short.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That'd be a defensive stand, a heck of a defensive stand by this Foothill defense if it holds up. But they are bringing out the chains. Brian, you've got the first look. Let us know.
That measurement, I think that's going to be a little short, fellas.
Well, fortunately for our camera angle right there, we're going to get a good look too. Not that angle, but, oh, they don't get it. That spot is a good 7-8 inches short.
And I don't know if we have a review of that. That's a little short on the spot. I thought he was able to push through and get across, but he called him short.
You know, it's not really going to much matter here for this Delano offense because they have the Foothill offense now pinned back exactly where they want them. So they put it on Foothill now to move the ball with 3 minutes and 7
right
seconds
here,
left.
Matt. And let's see, Perigo comes up and he is hit, forward motion stop. He tries to nudge ahead a little more, so the ball is no more than the 7-yard line. So I think it was a pretty good spot. They didn't get it. They didn't get it.
Now, Foothill did pick up a first down right here.
It should have been the first down.
Okay, so if they would have had it to the 7, it would have been a first?
Yes.
Well, then I stand corrected because it looked like they added to the 7. And look at this. On the first play from line of scrimmage, they chew up 11 yards and get a first down. None of the Trojans are going to just come marching back if they can. 2:40 left in this football game, and everybody in our production truck is saying, come on, overtime, let's go.
Well, Tony Juarez, if he had a net, I'm sure he'd be warming up right now, but they're Foothill, and well, I'll just leave it at that. So Juarez standing on the sidelines, keeping himself loose, keeping himself stretched, and 2 minutes and 16 seconds left. I bet he's hoping to, look at this, they're going to go to the Wildcat here with Feiner taking the direct snap.
Feiner is a load. Feiner with a big run right there, gets up to about the 34-yard line. So what a great call by the Foothill coaching staff. They put Feiner in a situation where they snap it to him and just let him go.
It's fun watching him run the ball, Vance. I mean, this guy's just a load to bring down. 1 tackle, 2 tackle. That's how he's running the ball right there. Curtis, don't call me painter, fainter. Tribute to Pep Fernandez.
Triples out to the right side, but it's Feiner again. This time they try the same thing, and he goes down about the 33-yard line. So if you're Foothill High School, it's not like you have a mountain of confidence in your kicking game, but they look as though, as they're letting this clock run, that they're just...
They've got to show more urgency.
Feiner just came off the field. I don't think they even know that.
Oh, Fainter down there. It's like he's all out of locomotive diesel fuel.
He's holding his right leg. So, uh-oh. Training staff over there, and just unbelievably important time going off the clock.
Now they've got Destin Penn behind center.
Penn, almost goes to the right side. He gets in trouble. He gets thrown down for a big, big hit. A huge hit.
They did. Delano called timeout right after that sack.
Valdez with a hammer of a hit.
And it looked like Penn wanted to throw the quick bubble screen, but that might have been covered on the far side. So with 1 minute and 4 seconds left, Delano calls a timeout, and Foothill has to go. I mean, I wish we knew how many timeouts that each team had left, but nonetheless, Foothill's going to have to go to the air here on 3rd and 16.
Matt, you go to the air and you don't complete this pass, it's incomplete. That clock stops. You might knock off 4 or 5 seconds.
You go to the air and that ball gets picked off and it's over.
Well, it's a tough call for sure, but I'm sure you want to pick up the first down. You have faith in your kicker, or you should have faith in your kicker, even though that last kick was pretty horrid. But there you see Juarez right down below us, Vance, working on his form.
Well, he needs to stay focused, not maybe for this drive, but when they go to OT and win the tip.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we saw Clovis do something crazier than this, so who knows?
Yep. They stay on the ground, and timeout taken with exactly 60 seconds left. And we have a Tiger down, and that's number 22, Fabian Acuna. Oh, no, sorry, 32, that's Gonzalez. Oh, goodness.
Well, I'll tell you this. You know who's going to return the ball for Delano, fellas. So you have to be very careful. If you punt it, has to have some height to it so you can cover. If you kick it low, you're going to give them a chance.
Or maybe you just kick it out
of a big-time return. I would not give them a chance to return the ball if it's me.
They've been kicking it out of bounds, though, the entire game, Brian, so I don't see why they would differ from that right now. But they are backed up pretty deep into their own territory. They're going to be asking a lot here of Rangel to continuously boot the ball out of bounds while getting some distance on it. I mean, from my perspective right here, he's at the 28-yard line. That's where the snap's going to be. He's going to kick it from about the 18. For him to put it, near the 40-yard line here, that'd be asking a lot of him, and they have 2 return men out there. He may end up kicking this ball out to the right side.
So they've got Brian Perez out there. Rangel with the punt. He puts it up. It's going to be high. It's going to be a crazy bounce. Perigo takes it at the 45. So a brave play by Perigo puts him in pretty good field position. One thing I have not seen at all, fellas, is anybody on the Tiger sidelines warming up for a field goal. Nobody.
And they don't have any timeouts, if I'm correct. I think they've used all 3 timeouts. Is that right?
I don't think so. I think they may have. Oh, no, you're right. When they just burned these last ones here. So, have you seen anybody warming up to kick over there, Matt?
Have not whatsoever, but got to think they recruit from that soccer team for situations just as this.
It's as if they're not even thinking about someone going on to kick a field goal.
Well, I don't know what kind of receiver you have in the weak side. That's who I would throw to. Just run it out down there and see if you can just throw outs and move the ball down.
Quiros runs to his right, puts the ball up. It's batted up in the air. Oh, man. That was so high up in the air that had a Trojan got that on the run, it would have been over.
Yeah.
See, every year we come into this, guys, and we see it. And this is what I'm talking about. When you want to run a 2-minute drill, you're going to get one-on-one coverage on that backside. There's no way right now that Penn's going to try to really play super close and break on the ball. You can run a 10-yard out and throw it, catch it, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
2nd and 10. Quiros in trouble. Quiros gets out. He has a lot of real estate. 40 seconds. Quiros comes in. He gets hit. Doesn't get out of bounds, though.
He's got to go out of bounds.
He does not get out of bounds. And I think everybody watching this game right now is just going, he didn't get out of bounds.
And, well, the referee called for the clock to be stopped.
No, it's going, babe.
Yeah.
27 seconds. Quiros rolls to his right. Quiros puts one up in the air, launches one, and it's almost the catch of the season. Almost the catch of the early decade. Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to tell you, the late, great Homer Smith would have rolled me so bad on that and rolled us so bad, he says, put 2 hands on the ball. And now that one, he goes, if you can get 1 hand up, you can get 2. Now I thought he could have got 2 hands up and caught it.
Well, the left hand was kind of tied up with Cameron Allen. That almost became one of the greatest catches of all time on Bright House Networks.
Guys, it's 4th down here. Keep in mind.
4th and 1. They've got to get a first down. So Quiros takes it, gets the first down.
Get down, fella.
So they've stopped the clock to move the chains.
And they got to spike it now.
They're going to have to jam it into the grass. And we saw at least Quiros launch it a good 40 yards, so it can happen. So Quiros is going to have to spike it into the ground, and he does. 10 seconds. Wow.
And now what do you run? You're at the 29-yard line. That'd be a 47-yard field goal on a windy night. The wind's not going with them. It's blowing back in their faces, so you can pretty much rule out a field goal here. With 10 seconds left, I mean...
With 10 seconds, you could run something over the middle, but the receiver would have to know to catch it and go down immediately.
Here's another look at this almost heroic touchdown catch off of the fingertips of Gary. Look at this. Oh, my goodness, that was close. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. I formation, 10 seconds. We're tied at 7 here in regulation. And there's going to be a timeout.
No, flying. Looked like maybe delay of game.
Oh, I thought the Foothill coaches were over there barking at the official.
Delay of game.
Delay of game.
Called against Delano.
Fortunately, they're not in unbelievable field position. They have not even a whiff of a field goal kicker. Not a single soul over there even looks like they're going to be a kicker. So this is all about trying to get it done with their feet and their hands on the side. Oh, it's going to be the old flea flicker. Perigo gets out of bounds with 3 seconds. Goodness, that clock kept ticking.
That's the old hook and ladder, Vance.
The hook and ladder.
Another one of the plays that I watched today in that 2007 revisiting of the Boise State Oklahoma Fiesta Bowl.
Here's your kicker. Maybe he wasn't warming up, Vance. He doesn't need to. Let's see what happens.
Oh, boy, for the win.
42-yarder.
Christian De La Cruz.
This is David Ibarra.
Oh, Ibarra. De La Cruz holding Ibarra for the win.
Timeout.
And now it's a timeout. So Carroll's the holder.
Timeout called by Foothill.
This is a 46-yarder.
David Ibarra, what I call it, a flea flicker.
Yeah.
It was actually the hook and ladder. And got everybody in the stands rolling. And here's another look at it. The old hook and ladder, Matt. Great pass.
Hook, ladder. Although
the pitch was almost bobbled, and if it would have been fumbled, made it went the other way.
Exactly.
Great job of catching the ball.
This is going to be a 43-yard field goal into the win, Vance, to propel Delano High School onto the second round of the 2011 CIF Division III Central Section Playoffs.
You can see the field goal post. The ribbons on top of the field goal post are blowing right into the teeth of Ibarra. Everybody on their feet. 3 seconds to go here in regulation. The quarterback, mind you, is Quiros. Don't forget, the quarterback is the holder. Here's the snap, a hole. The kick, it's up, and it is no good. We're going to overtime. Going to OT, first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, that ball really didn't have a chance, Vance. I'm telling you, you're kicking it 46 yards into the wind. I mean, look at the American flag. That thing is just blowing ridiculously against the wind here, right in the faces of Delano. Mind you, they're 8 yards back from the snapper anyway. Usually you're only about 6 or 7. That ball came up about 5-6 yards short. Great effort.
Our director, Bernie Johnson, with a great point. And Sammy, Super Samsonite Bowman, says 5-yard penalty cost him what may have been that 5 yards.
Oh, yeah, delay of game penalty. I mean, just undisciplined penalties. When you have dead ball fouls, that's just nothing but discipline. 2 minutes, a little cooling off period for each team, and then we're going to go right into overtime.
Wow.
How many overtime games have we done on Bright House this year? We did
3 too many.
Yeah.
How many?
We'll be back right after this. Overtime coming up in just a moment at Delano.
So, you got home late and missed the start of your favorite show. It's okay. You've got Bright House Networks, exclusively delivering Start Over, so you can restart the program from the beginning, even if you tuned in at the end. What's that? Someone's calling? No problem. Pause the restarted show and answer the phone without missing a minute of the story. Another free perk with your digital service. So, if you haven't tried Start Over yet, now's a great time to start. Enjoy more TV on your terms. Start Over, exclusively from Bright House Networks.
Wow, I can't believe you just told me that.
Well, I felt that I should be honest with you about the type of stuff I'm into.
I'm into it too.
You are?
I'm all over it. Living room, bedroom, in the shower.
Well, do you want to do it here?
Now?
Well, yeah, it'll be awesome.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for overtime here at Delano High School alongside Vance Palm. I am Matt Alvarez, and down on the grass, the 29,000-year captain for this broadcast, Brian Adams, just got Zach Perigo's numbers from the incomparable Zachary Ewing. He's gone 36 rushes for 141 yards, so that's not a bad average, but at the same time, that's nowhere near his average of 225 yards a game there, Brian.
What's the yards per carry on that?
Well, that's why I majored in journalism, not math, but I can try to do it really quick. 36, a buck 40, 40, 80, 20, 160, about, I don't know. It's just 3.5, I believe.
Why don't you ask your buddy Ewing if he has a number on fumbles this year for Perigo? I just want to know how many times a guy like that touches the football and drops it, because he's just so sure-handed. 7-7 is the score. And for those of you that have watched this entire football game, you know that it could be so many different scenarios could have taken place here to have a different score in this football game. A field goal attempt by the Trojans from about 26 yards, no good. A 5-yard penalty call here late in the game against the Tigers as they're trying to make a stand to the goal line. It costs them 5 yards, and the field goal comes up about 4.5, 5 yards short from Ibarra, who just comes off the sidelines and hasn't done anything in way of kicking tonight, and almost wins the game in OT. But as it stands, we go into overtime in the first round of the playoff. This bodes well for dramatic, exciting postseason play here in 2011. And Matt set us up and explained overtime to all our viewers.
25-yard lines where the ball will be spotted. Delano will have the ball first. Mind you, both teams will get at least one possession here in overtime. It's not a sudden death format. If Delano scores, then Foothill has the chance to match it or go above it. Once we get to the third overtime, you have to go for 2 on a touchdown. And we've got a flag already. It's going to look like an illegal shift or illegal motion on the Tigers.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Way to start off overtime. That's not how you want to do it.
Oh, boy.
Dead ball. It's going to be a false start. I mean, you had guys moving all over the place.
Yikes.
Well, Delano will start 5 yards back.
Quiros has had a very good second half. Keeps it himself. Gets back up to the original line of scrimmage. Should get up to about the 25, so it'll be second and 10.
Well, Quiros really slow getting up there out of that pile.
Yeah, and that's the play that Coach Permitter called. They thought they should have ran on that fourth down play.
25.
Not a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of room.
another scenario, this storyline here. They had a 4th and inches. Fumble! Fumble!
Oh, boy, that's a good little scramble there. Who's got it? Who's got it? Well, Perigo jumped off. Who? Oh, man, it's going to be Delano ball. Wow.
Well, let's see if we can get a look at this.
I think that's a good call, fellas.
And sure enough, I start talking about Perigo's hands. You can blame this one on me, Delano. Sorry.
3rd and 10, more importantly.
Quiros to the air. Throws one out to the corner of the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. And a hard hit on Quiros, a big hit, and a flag in the end zone. We have flag in the end zone, flag at the quarterback as Quiros wincing in pain. The referee was standing right over him.
I'm interested to see what that call is
in the end zone.
Because if it's a personal foul call against Delano, it's a dead ball foul, and that ball's going to be moved back 15 yards.
Gotta be, if to call anything over there, it's got to be offensive pass interference.
Was there a flag back here or no?
No flag.
Okay. Only a flag in the end zone then.
You may actually see a punt in overtime. No, just kidding. They will go for it. Yep, offensive pass interference. They're obviously going to decline that. Or maybe they won't. Maybe they won't decline it because it'll move them back 15 yards. But it's not a dead ball foul, so they'll get to redo third down. Now, do they really want that to happen? Because we've seen Perigo bust out little quick spurt runs of about 20 yards or so.
I think it's a smart play because essentially you saw a guy kick a 41-yarder.
That's very true.
So he could have at least tried to boot that.
I would rather have it be
pass interference because if he doesn't do that, that's an interception, and then the ball's turned over to Foothill anyway.
Personally, Vance, I would have accepted the penalty and had it 4th and 10 from the 25 and
make it a 35-yard field goal.
Now make it
wind from your back.
Would be a 42-yard field goal with the wind at the back, but nonetheless, kicker's 0 for 1. Maybe it's in his head.
The quarterback was taken off injured, so he has to sit out at least one play. So you have back the quarterback who started the game, who hasn't played in a while.
Anthony Torres, what an unbelievably crazy start to an overtime game. Torres now, he takes a look. He needs some time. He floats one out in no man's land, and it's going to be broken up. Broken up. No flags. So now all of a sudden, Foothill has an opportunity to wrap this thing up. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. So for all of the work that Delano put in to get down so close to the end zone at the end of regulation and then have a chance to win it with a field goal, now all of a sudden it's an underthrown ball and they're in trouble.
Now let me reiterate what I meant to say. I misunderstood that a offensive pass interference call is also a loss of down. That's what happened. Okay, so obviously they did the right thing by accepting the penalty.
Now here comes Foothill. And they get 2 yards there, 2 or 3 yards there, and now they have a lot to think about with Tony Juarez as their kicker, who
talk about sweet redemption here if the opportunity presents itself.
Matt Alvarez and the glass half full approach to that philosophy. I love it. 2nd and 8. Now the flags blowing again. The ribbons on the tip of the field goal post blowing south. American flag blowing south. And
better hurry up and get this play off.
Rangel comes to the line of scrimmage, just gets it off. A keeper, Rangel, with a lot of room. Rangel with a nice move, gets hit hard, going to be close to the first down. And a game-saving tackle out in the open flat right in front of Brian Adams, and Rangel with a nice play here.
Oh, you see Rangel, the move that really gets him all this yardage is right there. Able to get around the defensive end, and then great downfield blocking by his receiver. Lets him get a couple more yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Trojans. Well within Juarez's range.
Rangel comes to the line. Hands the ball out to Feiner. Feiner bullies his way towards the first down, and now Foothill looks as if they are knocking on the door. They are juiced up, amped up, fired up. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. The drum line getting going for the travel pep band.
First down from the 12-yard line.
We're in overtime, and the Tigers did not get a field goal or a touchdown. And here come the Trojans. The handoff. Big hit at the line of scrimmage. Man, that's a good play.
That backside pressure. It's the backside pressure by Roy Hernandez. And he's able to take down Urea behind the line, or just short of the line of scrimmage. Looks like
hit by Hernandez.
Yeah, might have picked up 1 yard on the play.
Though, fellas.
What's that?
Gotta get going with this play.
Yeah, they're taking a long time. There's obviously no play, or there's no score clock, but there is a play clock on each of these plays, so they got to get it off under the time.
Feiner bulls his way up to the 6-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and about 4. And we look down and see a very pensive Tony Juarez, the kicker for the Trojans.
Hager once again the ball carrier.
And they are not going to kick here on third down. They're going to run another play.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did, though, Vance. I mean, you give yourself one shot just in case you get a bad snap, whatnot. But Juarez.
They're not thinking about a field goal, fellas.
I don't think so either, Brian. I agree. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Rangel bootleg and try to get this thing in himself.
They gotta get going, though.
Yeah, Brian called it.
You've got to be smarter than that if you're the Foothill coaching staff.
Too long to get the play in from the sideline, fellas.
Head coach looking at his coaching staff, just saying there couldn't have been a worse time to have a delay a game.
Yeah, that's inexcusable for a playoff game, for an overtime of a playoff game. You've got to get the plays in time. There's no excuse for that whatsoever.
Rangel. Navarro muscled his way. He's not going to get the first down. Fumble!
Ball's loose.
Trojans quickly pointing south.
Well, they got it in the middle of the field. That's all that matters. It's going to be a fourth down.
Here comes Juarez.
See, that's why you got to pat him on the head, Vance. He might have to come back out and save you.
You
can't just abandon the kicker.
The prescient, prophetic Brian Adams, as always, that comes from a lot of experience of being on the field for a lot of clutch games. And here is the field goal to get us into the second round. The crowd is up. They're crazy. Here's the snap. And we have a timeout and a false start on the Foothill Trojans. And now what this does is just get into Juarez's head just a hair more, maybe, from the standpoint of having him think about it for an extra 30 seconds.
I mean, they're doing everything possible to make it as hard on themselves as possible.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
29-yarder.
Makes it a what?
29.
Ball goes back to the 10-yard line.
Well, let's see. 27, 28-yarder here for Juarez. 27.
Rangel.
This might be better for him, fella, a little bit further back.
The quarterback with the hold to get into the next round. Trojan players up and looking back. The official is not set. Oh, okay. Well, here we go.
Retake
hey,
your
everybody.
steps, Juarez.
Here it comes. The high snap has to pull it down. It's up and it is no good. Wide left.
No good. I'm going to put that on the snap, fellas. I'm not going to blame the kicker on that one.
Well, we'll take a look at it, obviously, but a very high snap. And from the holder's standpoint, from Rangel's fortunate to get his hands on it.
Yeah.
We happen to have our resident place kicker expert, high snap.
And you watch, if we could see that replay again in slow motion, you watch how Juarez, it's supposed to be one fluid motion. When Juarez sees that high snap, he stops himself, and then he lunges at the ball. Watch Juarez. You know the snap's coming high, so keep your eye on Juarez right here. One step, and then he just lunges for the ball on that last step because he doesn't know if that ball's going to go over the head of Rangel. He's going to have to run back and dive on it. So that one is definitely all on the snapper.
Oh, boy. We're in second overtime here. And Brian Adams is down on the grass. My name is Vance Palm. We have Matt Alvarez with me up here with our cameraman Kevin Willie. And we have Carlos Anguiano on the north scissor lift.
How big was that delay of game call earlier?
Oh, of course. Of course.
How bad did that ball miss, though, Brian? I mean,
I don't think it missed by much, fellas.
Yeah, and if you're 5 yards closer, that might hit the post and go in.
Not even that. Just you wouldn't be kicking the ball right now. You picked up the first down that last run.
That's true.
Well, the Foothill coaches having a word with the head official. The Delano crowd doesn't like it. They're like, hey, don't get penalties called on you late in the game and this won't happen. But I say that just because from a defensive standpoint now, the Trojans have to shake all of it off, every bit of what just happened off, and say, hey, we're going to get back into this thing and make it happen. The Delano crowd booing the coaches from Foothill.
Well, check this out. I mean, isn't it usually that the team who played defense first, now plays offense first.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. You're absolutely right there, sir.
Unless Delano elected to play offense first, if they won the toss and elected to play offense, the choice goes to the team who lost the toss in the second overtime. So that's the only thing that I could imagine is that.
Yeah, because you get the opportunity to go back on to be the first one to score and put the pressure on them.
Exactly.
I'm not find about that. I don't know. I'm with you, Matt, on this one.
And call Nick Ellis.
We might get in trouble on this one with Nick.
All right.
But Nick, I think they messed it up.
Like I said, unless Delano won the toss and elected to go on offense first.
Second overtime. Quiros back at quarterback for the Tigers. Quiros runs, keeps it, gets brought down to about a 2-yard gain only.
And a reminder, guys, that offensive pass interference, how big was that on Delano's end? Because they could have kicked a field goal, and this game would have been over.
Interception if he didn't do that. That's what was going to happen on that one. I had to cut you off like that. That was an easy pick.
Here we go. 2nd and 9. We're in second overtime. No need for a scoreboard clock. Perigo on a carry. Perigo hit hard, drilled, and nailed to the ground by Jordan Olguin.
Good to see Quiros back in there as well, but for offensively for Delano at the quarterback position. It's going to be 3rd and 8 here. Big play upcoming.
Delano has not really done much in 6 or 7 plays in overtime. I formation now for the Tigers. Quiros goes, screen pass out to the left side. It's complete. He's going to have to take a big hit to slow him down, and that's a lot of great effort there, and I still don't think he got it.
No, about a yard short, Vance.
So the initial hit by Destin Penn slowed him up. 4th and 1, boys.
And I know it's hard.
2 on 4th down conversions. They must not have any faith in the kicker.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know it's hard to have faith in your kickers, especially after a game like tonight, but
boy.
Oh, boy.
I formation. Gonzalez in front of Perigo. There's a hard count, and I think they thought they got him to jump, but he didn't.
They might not try to kick it now.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what was going to happen. See if they get the hard count, and boy, was that close.
Yeah,
I saw some Foothill Trojan helmets get awfully close to making contact. Woo-hoo, boy.
I think, guys, the first one to 3 might win this one.
Keep in mind, also, if we go 3 overtimes.
Right. Watch this hard count right here.
Oh, it was your boy, Rojo. Rojo almost said, oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. Gerardo Rojo, 6'2", 300 pounds, was able to stop the train. He almost went past, man.
Not easy to stop a train once it gets moving like that.
No, it's like a big ocean liner that's already rolling. He had to just put the brakes on it. So here we go. Foothill will have a shot at it no matter what. So this isn't for the win, but this is for a 3-point lead. And here he is again.
Block it, fellas, and return it back. You can end the game that way, too.
David Ibarra with a 30.
They're pretty quick on the outside, fellas.
34-yarder. 33-yarder. The snap, the hold. This one's up. This one is good.
But the way Foothill was able to move the ball, you've got to think that, hey, if they could get it close to that goal line, they're going to punch it in. They're not going to go for a field goal. If they're anywhere near that goal line, they're going for blood. They're going for the win, Vance.
What an incredible football game to start off our playoff run here in 2011. And kudos to the Bright House Networks production team for picking this baby, because you have a Bakersfield team in Foothill High School, the 11th seed, coming up to the north of the county team in Delano with the Valley's #1 rusher. And it's turned out to be a thriller. Even Zach Ewing from the Californians up here tonight. And we get treated to a double overtime thriller. Here we go. The Delano crowd is bonkers. Wildcat, Fader in trouble. Thrown for a huge loss. So that was the Wildcat with Fader looking to pass.
Yeah, that's... You can't be experimenting with things like that in the second overtime. I mean, Fainter, I don't understand. You got him in the Wildcat formation. You obviously he's going to be a load to bring down if you bring him up the middle or you bring him up the right side, but why are you trying to pass with Fainter in a second overtime when he's 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage?
Well, and especially if you know you don't have Janikowski coming in for a 48 to 52 yarder. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that luxury right now, so it's all about getting close. Now Rangel back in the shotgun, and they are under the gun. Rangel throws one out here, and it is caught. A nice play and a nice hit to Cameron Allen. A huge pop. Wow.
Forget
big
the hit. That just picked up 15 yards. But what happened to that on the first play? You know, and they forgot all about Velasquez. He was their big play receiver catching the ball. Just run the out. That's the route I was talking about, guys, at the end of that first half of Delano. Run the out. They're going to give it to you. You catch it, get out of bounds. You have to be able to utilize those plays. Great catch by Ping, great route.
Big hit by Delgado. Boy, it is on right now. 3rd and 6. This is a fun environment. They're going to send Davis in motion.
Penalty flag.
They find the man across the middle, and it's a touchdown, but there's a flag on the play. Did you see a flag?
Yep. It was Cornelius Davis coming out of the backfield. He started going to the line of scrimmage too soon.
Yep.
So it'll be a legal motion.
And the Foothill coaching staff knows it. The quarterback Rangel's taking his helmet off. He's throwing his helmet off.
Better put it back on before they see it.
Put it back on. Well, the official told him to, and he took it off out of celebration. They thought they won the football game. So we saw it happen, unfortunately, and doggone it, I just hate to mention it, but he did it right here on your screen. Cornelius Davis, take us through it, Matt.
He goes towards the line. Right there. He goes towards the line. And that's illegal motion every single time. You can run parallel to the line, but once you start running towards that line with the ball not being snapped, that's illegal motion every time. And just
here we go on a 3rd and 11. Rangel has a ton of real estate. What's he going to do with it? He launches it out there, and it's caught.
See,
it's
you got to
caught.
keep going to him, guys. This kid can play receiver, I'm telling you.
It is caught. Velasquez with a huge game tonight. Hey, hats off to Rangel for sticking in this, baby. Oh, man, what a play. Look at Rangel run to his right, sees his receiver, launches it up there, and it is caught, and he was really well covered out there as well. It wasn't if he was just out there floating around. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
4 plays, 4 yards to go.
Touchdown, Trojans win.
Game time.
Wow.
Just when you thought they had put themselves into the deepest corner you could put him in, they somehow just pulled it out again, and this coaching staff for the Trojans is just ecstatic. And a big touchdown run by Ricky Avaro, and it finishes off an excellent playoff football game. That was something else. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's go down to the grass. Brian, you've been in a lot of games like this. You've called a lot of games like this. Not bad for an 11 and a 6 seed.
Well, it doesn't get much better than this, fellas. The excitement, playoff football, and let's give the coaching staffs on both teams credit. The kids played great defense. It was a juggernaut of a game. And, you know, Foothill, remember they had a passing game, hit Velasquez, hit some big plays, and powered home the victory, fellas.
Brian, thank you. Can't wait for next week. Matt.
Tell you what, Vance, that was one of the best games that we've seen. And, you know, this is our 3rd overtime game this year. This one probably got to be the best one, I'm telling you, man. The playoffs just gets the blood flowing. It gets the adrenaline going. What a great win for the Foothill Trojans.
Well, for the Delano Tigers, they had a great season. They boasted the top running back in the Valley, and they had a huge crowd tonight. And this crowd, a couple of times, thought this game was theirs and was over. But I'll tell you what, football is a funny game, and it just ended up with the last shot being taken by the Trojans. They win, they move on. On behalf of everybody at our Bright House Networks production team, thank you for being with us. We'll see you next week, week 2 of the playoffs in Bright House Networks Bakersfield. Good night. Have an excellent, excellent Thanksgiving. God bless.
Imagine the endless possibilities you can explore when you have Bright House Network's exclusive Roadrunner Lightning. It's high-speed internet service that can seamlessly connect all your favorite wireless devices so everyone in your home can accomplish more in less time. And our wideband technology has the bandwidth that meets your needs for online video, gaming, large file downloads, and any other possibilities you discover. Create an internet experience like no other with Roadrunner Lightning. Call today and get free installation. Learn more at brighthouse.com/lightning.
This is wideband.
Wow, I can't believe you just told me that.
Well, I felt that I should be honest with you about the type of stuff I'm into.
I'm into it too.
You are?
I'm all over it. Living room, bedroom, in the shower.
Well, do you want to do it here?
Now?
Well, yeah, it'll be awesome.
Okay.
I love my Bright House Networks DVR. It's always there when I need it. And now I love my DVR even more, now that I've upgraded to the whole house DVR. I can record my favorite programs in one room and watch them on any TV in my DVR network, with options to record up to 120 hours of HD shows. More rooms, more flexibility, more love. Learn more about Bright House Network's whole house DVR at brighthouse.com/DVR.